Hey y'all, it's G, and in this video I want to go through my fall 2019 lineup and go over all of the things that I've been using for the past month and I plan to use until December, and talk about how each one of them plays a role in my daily and weekly routines. So first of all, of course, we have my Jibun Techo, which I've done a bunch of videos on, and at this point in my life, this is my catch-all daily planner piece planner. So I'm real happy with that. I'm going to show you what my week looks like this week. I've only decorated it, I haven't planned in it yet. So it looks like this. This is just the typical setup that I have. A inspirational sticker here, washi dividing this section from the hourly section. I always have to have a weekend sticker because I want to celebrate the weekend. I like to have a little sticker here to divide my to-dos from my meal plan tracking. Then I just like to put some decorative stickers around the perimeter up here, just to sort of balance it out. So this is all ready to go. All I need to do is just put in my regular meal tracking, my hourly planned events. I use this area up here interchangeably. Sometimes I don't put anything, but sometimes I put my tasks that I have to do. And then at the bottom here, I usually do a little bit of journaling, and then I track any kind of snacky foods that I eat during the week here. So as I mentioned, I do like to put in my priorities at the top here, but sometimes when things get really busy and there's a lot going on, I need a little bit more focus on priorities and traction and project management. So to do that, I use the productivity planner. And this planner, this is new. I just finished a previous productivity planner, and it took a couple years actually to get through it. This is by Intelligent Change. It's available on Amazon. It's also available on their website. But this is not really, I mean, it is a planner, but it's not a weekly hourly planner. The first section of it has instructions on how to really use the planner, and I actually have a full-length review of this that I'll link below so you can take a look at it from a couple years back. But what I like about this system is that you can kind of get a large view of your week at the beginning and put in the important tasks of the week. And then for each work day, it only covers 5 days, you can take those and plan them out here. And since they're not time oriented, this is something that's really nice to do like the end of the day or at the beginning of the day when you're really focused and you aren't so caught up in all of the minutiae of your activities, and you can concentrate on what you really want to get done. So I am excited about that. And then after your week has ended, you have a review and a place to do that, so then you can start to plan your next week. And so the rest of this back is just more of that page. What I like about the productivity planner in my lineup is that it's undated, so when I really need it, I can pull it out and use it. And if I don't need it, if I have an easy week, it's no big deal to not use it. So this will be a good supplement for me to have as a tool for planning this fall. And finally, the last tool I have is a Happy Planner gratitude journal. I have really enjoyed this tool a lot, and how the productivity planners at the beginning of the day, I do this planner at the end of the day. And I separate them, in my mind, the productivity planners just for work, and this journal, I guess is what I really should call it, is really more for my own personal outlook. So as I mentioned, it's a classic size. They have typical discs here, and there are 4 sections. Every week has the same series of inserts. I can just show you the sections really quick because they're cute and encouraging. And this is how the weeks are sectioned off. So you get an overall of the week. So this is what I like to do on Sunday. Then a blank sheet that you can use for whatever you want. and then each page has different prompts. So there's a date, how do you feel, there's always what empowered me today, and then this second prompt changes through the week. There's always a today's highlight, a low moment, and daily gratitude. So these prompts change from how I helped someone, how I showed kindness, lessons I learned, people who make me happy, how did I resolve a challenge, what did you do to add to your happiness, and then what are some good choices you made today. And then there's another blank page, and then on the next you set up for the following week again. So I have really enjoyed using this. It's just nice at the end of the day, especially if you work in a stressful environment or you're having a lot to manage. It's nice to be able just to take 5 minutes tops to just do a little bit of reflection and to really focus on things that were positive. Because I think a lot of times some of us have a tendency just to focus on the negatives, or if we're big problem solvers, to only think about the problems, when there's actually a really good mix of good and bad that happens during your day. So if you really focus on your negatives, it's nice to have a place where you can document positive things that happened, or, well, I mean, even negative things. But here it's like, well, I can improve on that. So there's always a positive spin. So it's actually been really, really cool. And if you feel like as you go through your day, you get kind of down at the end and low energy and low positivity, I can recommend this to kind of give yourself a lift. So what I'd like to share with you today is setting up my week in the journal, and I can talk a little bit how I use this page during the week. The first thing that I do actually is this 5 things I'm loving this week. Since it's just the beginning of the week, I'm not going to enter that. I'm just going to keep that blank. But I do enjoy putting in little things that bring me joy here. And here are simple ways I can be kinder to others. So I think that's a good start for this week, and the rest of this I'm going to fill out later. I have to think about it a little bit. So the next page is blank, and as I mentioned earlier, you can do whatever you want with it, but I have been using this page to set up my tracking of my Miracle Morning Savers things. So Savers is silence, affirmation. Silence, you just take 5 minutes or whatever you want for yourself to sit in silence. Affirmation, vision, you can write down your vision for the day. The exercise bit, you can read anything you want, and then you can write or journal on your reading or anything that you want. So what I have liked to do is to set up this page to track my Savers activity during the week. And let me show you what I did last week. So this is my Savers setup from last week. I just kind of put a positive sticker. I have this area for my vision. And then I have started to really like making these little shapes to write down my affirmations. And then this is the 2 habits I've been tracking, my evening routine and actually doing Savers. This last week was hectic. There were a couple things that came up that were emergency situations that we hadn't planned for, so I did not track things very well, but I'm totally fine with that, and I know that this is just here for me, so I don't really feel any negative impact when I don't get things done. I do really want to do an evening routine, and it's really not happening. And these are things that shouldn't be that hard to do, but I don't know if I don't do them until later in the evening, or if I should do it right away, but it is just a slog to get this done. But when I do get it done, I just feel so much better in the mornings. I'm just trying to get in the habit of doing that. And if I leave it attached here, then I see it whenever I track any of these things. Okay, so I'm going to set up this page. I'm going to start by using the stickers out of the Color Story. And what I like about this sticker book is that there's like 3 or 4 pages of different looks, so it gives you a lot of variety. and I really enjoy that. But I used this look for my Jibun, so I think I just want to kind of take some of these and use it for here, so it sort of matches. So I'm going to take this out so that I have a little bit more room to work with it. Ooh. And this is a stencil that I got at Daiso. I think I'm going to track my affirmations in hexagons this week. So I'm going to use this Jelly Roll Metallic to see if I can kind of connect with this color. I don't know how this is going to look. It's going to look like a hot mess, but that's fine. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to try and see if I can find a habit tracker in here. I feel like there could be something here. Okay. I think it looks a little weird, but I'm okay with that. And actually, when I enter some of the affirmations in here, it'll work okay. And speaking of affirmations, I had a comment on one of my previous videos. Somebody asked where they can get affirmations. And I've actually found that there are some apps that give you affirmations. And so let me show you one of them that I use. It's called Affirmations. This is an iPhone. And it's free, and all you do is just press and hold this, and it gives you an affirmation. And there's an ad here that runs, but it doesn't bother me, and they'll give you a new one every day. And this is one of many, so if you're trying to figure out where you can get affirmations, this is a great resource, apps. Okay, now that I have this all set up, I'm going to go ahead and put it back into the planner or the journal. And there you go, I'm all set up for this week. Alright, that's all I've got, so I hope that you have found some things in here that are helpful for your own planning or journaling. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comment box. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching.